Where does that make an appearance in the pick ban?
Does it just get banned away? It's a great question. We see all the things that are not available, obviously, from being played in that first game, but the Talia is going to be a little bit of that mid lane focus from LNG, as the Rise is actually banned by LGD, saying maybe we'll take it on red side in game number 3.
Okay, going to be taken away from Haichao and LNG. And that means that the last big mid lane pick that's still on the board for both these guys would be that Yone, Mazel. Because like with Aurora even out of the pool now, feels like mid has been really deprioritized.
Ban again.
Yeah, ban's not going to change, but of course a couple of those Rumble answers now missing with no Gwen on the board. So LNG and Zika will have to find something else, a potential Ambessa or Cassante in the top side for him. I know Cassante, very big champion for Zika back when LNG was at their height.
It's fallen off a little bit, but still see a little bit of its presence, at least. The Lucian is the lock-in right now with the Nami, so it is a classic combo for LP and Zhuo. Not one that I'm super excited to see already drafted into this matchup.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of answer Savior and YCX want to go. You do have a real choice now. You know, you could just slam Sejuani Yone and say, hey, we dare you to play into this top side that was very dominant in split 2. Or gonna have to match this bot lane of the Nami and Lucian, which I will say with no Nautilus does shoot up in priority a little bit. I think Naut's hands down the best support to play into Lucian plus Nami if you're gonna look to find those kills in the lane or set up for kills later on. And yeah, with bot lane already being narrowed up a little bit, it is just gonna be the Yone and the Sejuani Slam Mazel, so gonna have very different drafts to kick this one off.
I like it. I like some of the combination that LGD is already cooking with. This top trio looking very strong already. Especially the Yone, always just a game-winning pick if you can get the right angles with it. The Skarner is going to be the lockdown that LNG are needing, though.
It's a good grab. I'm just curious what it gets paired up with now. I think that you deny Akali if you're LGD. Be a decent ban to protect the Yone. Corki, I'm not as worried about. I think they do need some magic damage here for LNG, which is why I'm in the ban Akali camp, as that gets taken away. And then no Rakan, that takes away Xayah plus Rakan as well. Very much disincentivizes that, so I do like the ban from LNG. I would also like a... Okay, they're going to ban the Jhin. Okay, I like the Jhin ban. I think that Rumble plus Yone brings plenty of damage from the solo lane, so I think that both bans actually used pretty well here by LNG.
Still, though, I think there's some utility picks that can be grabbed by LGD in that bot lane to really help the rest of this roster, because that's where the bread and butter is for LGD now, is this top trio. Like, if they can find ways to supplement that, it's going to be where they're looking for in the second phase. But the Ambessa is that final ban by LGD.
Ban.
See what they're going to save their counter pick for.
I think it's a very good use of a ban there by removing the Ambessa, which does knock us down the list. The Cassante, I think that's got to be the pick here. Having Unstoppable can really help you against the Sejuani plus the Yone. Also, I will say the really tough part about this one is that now, because as Cassante, you're going to rush MR going into the Rumble. Your mid game now, if you're LGD and XQW, it's very easy to be like, okay, let's go find that Cassante with the Yone.
Yeah.
Because if you go Kanik, Rookern, or Visage, then you get melted by Yone at that point of the game.
It's the double enchanter bot lane match.
Do we have a Aphelios?
Lulu versus the Nami.
I saw Aphelios get hovered. Guma played it earlier. You have the option of Zeri or Aphelios. Will be the Zeri.
Team fight damage, team fight carry. Gonna be coming through as the Victor is the final lock-in for the counter pick for LNG.
All right, not a lot of proactivity here for LNG. I think it's going to be a lot about responding to what's going on. If I'm LGD, first grub fight, that's a really big one. You want the Rumble Leone there. When you ding those those double sixes, should be very advantageous for LGD, who, I mean, this is the Rumble Sejuani Yone top side. You have the melees, you have the CC setup with the big wombo and the big damage. The Cassante, Skarner have some ways to play out of it, but honestly not good. It's going to be a lot of responding from LNG. Any angles that they're going to look for or find, look for Skarner plus Nami syncing up. Whether it's... I think the ults that both these champions have actually complement each other very well. Good Namis will communicate with their skarners on where to leave people for bubbles and tidal waves coming through, or you'll have bubbles and tidal waves set up for skarner.
And I also think there's some real value in the defensive nature of the tidal wave into this comp, because a lot of what LGD wants to do is go forward, find those big
100%.
engages, and follow up on them. So you'll be able to have that kind of counterplay there as well. But then you factor in all the chaos that is possible between these two teams, the kind of levels of play that we've seen from them, and I think everything goes out the window. It's like whoever gets these early advantages really takes a foothold into this one, especially because it can be so topsy-turvy in the advantages for both teams.
Well, that is nutty nirvana, as you've put it.
It is nutty nirvana.
We're just going to have to see what happens on the Rift.
Gotta see what happens. Game number 2 of our second series. Get a little bit more of an adaptation from LGD into this top trio for themselves. The Rumble, Sejuani, Yone. It can have a lot of carry potential. See if that defensive nature of LNG is going to be enough. We get into game 2 now. Still no cheers. All right, you ready, Cubby?
No, not again. Not happening. We're killing it this time.
Oh. Well,
some interesting keystones selected in this matchup, Mazel.
Like what?
First off, first strike for the Lucian. Usually we see electrocute down there if you want to be aggressive. First strike definitely leads into more of those bursty trade patterns. Also have first strike selected for Rumble. So maybe looking to get to that 2-item mark a little bit faster on the top side. Usually we see Conqueror taken now in this matchup, and you go for that Drain Tank build.
It's the Sejuani spellbook.
And then Spellbook Sejuani, yeah. I was going to get there too.
And the top trio grasp gang, I guess, for LNG.
Climber also didn't go any Green Tree and Sejuani, which I very much disagree with. Green Tree Sejuani is so OP, man. It's just you get everything you want from it. Final Life procs on all your abilities, literally all your abilities.
Well, we'll see who comes.
Conditioning and Overgrowth, passive usage, what you build, and we're going for Red Tree instead. I don't get it.
I am all. Maybe I'm just dumb, but I'm just not a big fan of spellbook junglers. I don't know why. It just doesn't sound awesome to me. But we'll see if it works out for old Climber there. They didn't go with what I wanted in giving him more carry resources. He definitely opted back into facilitation here. And we will see both junglers pathing down towards bot side.
Well, maybe Skarner and Sejuani both looking to meet. And you can see the shields versus the heals. Obviously sustain as long as Zhuo has mana. Going to be in favor of LP and Zhuo, and that certainly seems to be the case right now. As the Lulu and Zeri have really failed to push out the Lucian Nami at all. The fact that LP and Zhuo got to hit the wave immediately. Level 1 really big in this matchup as Zeri Lulu actually, for me, need to play aggressive level 1. Take advantage of some of the power they get with the E-shields. And also, or Glitterline slows, depending on what you take.
LP gonna get a hefty trade back into him from Savior and YCX. The level has been hit. Level 3 is there. Savior, Ultra Shock Laser, gonna go a little bit wide there. Gets a little bit more damage on the LP, but here comes the junglers. The 3v3 gonna be kicking off. LP gonna be forced to flash away. Can they get the Istall's impact into Savior? Savior's gonna flash himself. Xiaofang now flashes as well. That'll be a bunch burned on bot side from the 3v3.
Climber skipped to camp, which is the big difference maker right now if we end up in a crab war, as Savior and YCX doing their best to try and get this wave all the way in.
One
little
dash
dicey
from LP
though.
could make the difference. No mana on anybody on the side of LNG besides Xiaofang.
They did sneak a ward in here. XQW has a little bit of push mid, so this will lead to the crab being secured by Climber. But yeah, you called it, Mazel. Both junglers looking to be involved early on in this bot lane, and does end up being LNG, who at least protected LP and Zhuo. And both our bot lanes opting into the 2v2 again, so no swap shenanigans coming out this time around.
Sasa's like, not again. I'm not doing that ever again. You guys
You don't
can have
want
fun in
Kasante in the
your
1v2. Yeah, I think that he probably talked to his bot lane afterwards and was like, look at this champion portrait. Is this Ornn or Sion? No? Okay, we can't do this, guys. I need resources too, please.
See if they get the message there this time around. We'll just kind of go back to same as normal here. Dragon is going to be spawning now. Neither team really going to have lane prio to push into that on either side. I expect both teams to kind of take a back seat when it comes to these early objectives at least.
Well, second clears should be quiet, and then we'll see what happens at the Dragon Mazel. As both of our junglers trying to get back out on the map. We'll say better buys so far for Xiaofang.
Did you expect for us to get double enchanters tonight? Was that on your bucket list?
Oh, well, I mean, I think Lucian's always very viable, so a little bit. Also, YCX was pretty willing to play enchantresses earlier on in the season. These guys were definitely Ashe Seraphine enjoyers in split 1, which I respect. Definitely some value to that lane.
Oh, they actually catch Haichao here in mid lane. Gonna get the Fate sealed out. Turret shot actually into XQW.
That was a mistake.
Step forward, trying to go into YCX. One more auto would do it, but he doesn't want to overextend.
It was a mistake from XQW. He backstepped to avoid getting locked up by the gravity field. But the backstep actually got Haichao out of the chain CC, but he's dead this time.
If it doesn't work the first time, why not just go back 5 seconds later?
I mean, they're not wrong. Again, Haichao has to just respond to what's going on in this lane. There's really nothing proactive that he can do. Into the Yone plus Sejuani, and Haichao kind of getting abused there by the mid-jungle duo of LGD. So well played by XQW.
Really
does
good
pick
punishment.
up the kill and sets the victor behind. And you can see the swap of the Lucian Nami coming out. They are going to be looking for the grubs. As Lulu did already reset. Again, the resets were split up. YCX had to get his health bar back after getting chunked out. And might be doing the cross-country mile if he wants to respond to Lucian Nami now.
Get those steps in. So we're actually going to take a look back at that mid lane. I want to forget the twofer here. This is the first play. Why does he step back up?
Well, you see, the wave's not great, Mazel. And that's a cannon minion. And he does get it. But at what cost? He's got XQW's flash, too.
And giving Yone a kill, which is really good for LGD. I mean, Yone with any sort of advantage or any kind of itemization advantage can be so ridiculously strong.
Yeah, especially if you get ahead in this matchup, you get to go find that Kasante who will be stacking MR into the Rumble and who you absolutely melt at the Bork breakpoint, which is now accelerated. So
LP
it'll be tough.
Nice sidesteps there, actually. Well, grubs are coming up. They do have both teams putting a lot of focus on this side of the map. LP and Zhuo, though,
they're not 6 yet.
Focus.
I think both are
Xiaofang
junglers.
doesn't see just yet. They finally do with the scanner there. Now LP does hit level 6. Or at least does have level 6 now. And XQW's moving over. They actually just preemptively start up the grubs now. LP wants to go in.
They want TPs.
They want the impale. They try to get YCX down there. Climber setting up now. XQW moving back over. They still have to move Haichao over as well and connect him with the team.
XQW took a lot of damage. That was not necessary. This pincer could be a little scary.
Angle. LP's in trouble now. Dodges out of everything. XQW actually ends up helping take down Xiaofang. Now Savior is going to flash forward onto LP. LP's in a lot of trouble now, and he goes down too. Really good team fighting from LGD as they go up 3-0 in this game. 1,000 gold up, and now the grubs going their way too.
Yeah, they one-shot the Skarner. Skarner was apparently one-shottable there. Didn't see it, but they got through the full health bar with the combo from LGD. Will lead to a grub win. Kills as well. Said the grub fight was going to be really good for this composition. And, well, LNG played right into it, Mazel. I don't know if Xiaofang... Yeah, I don't know if he expected to get one shot there or not. I was a little bit surprised when he did. But, again, like on paper, you are playing Sejuani, Rumble, Yone, this is the point of the game where you might just be the happiest.
Yeah.
And you
Like
gave him this fight.
If you see the enemy team willing to fight you at this moment, you're like, yes, I love this.
Polymorph into the full chain. Well played. Polymorph kicks it off. YCX flash over the wall to get away from the Victor that was chasing, and that's a nice cleanup for LNG. So again, they have to be very responsive to the plays that LGD are throwing out. It's given the comp they drafted. They have a Victor, Mazel. It is about responding. And that was not the best response, trying to even look for that play. I don't think that play was there. This one might be.
Look for it on XQW. He doesn't have flash, doesn't have any exit tools.
That's nice.
Impale going to come through. Do they have the damage, though? They can't get him. LNG, they come up with nothing.
You still get a decent bit on the Yone, because I think that XQW is going to have to base and burn that TP. And now he doesn't get back out on the map like the instant that he gets Bork, which is why I think he's trying to greed a little bit. Using the D-Shield second wind fleet he's got his kit to try and stay in this lane. Because what you want to do as Yone here is that you get Bork, you get right back out of the map, and you be as strong as possible for as long as possible in that item break point.
Yeah, I mean, you can absolutely just bully people with that Bork. And we do still have the dragon up on the bottom side of the map. 11 minutes in. Haichao's going to die again. He's going to take the bait. Oh, he gets the flash out this time. So he is out of there, but 5 minutes down and definitely punishable.
And that flash, it saves XQW the TP. As he can just base and walk back now. And
he
then
did flash himself.
No, he was coming off cooldown. See, there it is. Barak.
And that's tough now because now you can just absolutely like flash ult onto Haichao.
Exactly what they did last time.
Of ages now. So he's going to be trying to get a little tanky, but that timer is going to be way away from ticking done. And again, it just goes back to some of these situations. I mean, in game number 1, LGD, they had a decent draft. They didn't execute on it. LNG, they have a clear condition in getting further into this game, and they keep taking these fights.
I just think this one is about proactivity versus reactivity, Mazel. Again, like, what can LNG do in this one to be proactive? Where last game, you have Annie, Viego, Nautilus. Like, you had all the tools in the world to be proactive in that game. And they used them well, which is something that we haven't seen LNG do this split. The 2 series we've seen from them, but did it well in game 1. Now it is LGD. They took the Rumble Sejuani Yone. They have the power to be proactive, and they have used it well on the top side. As it will lead to the first dragon being secured a little late, but in favor of LGD.
And does it go back to, like, thinking of why the Prio and the Lucian Nami so much? Like, I feel like LGD got, like, Exodia draft here with what they were able to grab in the end. And maybe, like, hindsight's a little bit 2020, but definitely feels really good. And YCX, though, in trouble now. Gets dashed on by LP. LP will get a kill back now. He's in trouble now, too, though. Glacial Prison isn't even needed. Savior will claim back a kill. Go 3-0 on the Zeri.
It's a trade up, but a trade nonetheless. Well played by LP and Zhuo, who were under pressure, managed to get something for it. Xiaofang going to answer with a buff for himself on the other side of the map, too. So getting a little something away from LGD. Not all bad, but yeah, you're right. We have seen Rumble Sejuani Yone. I definitely say if this is split 1, they for sure gave away draft Exodia.
Yeah, for sure.
We've seen some nerfs to all the champions listed above, where they aren't quite as strong now. But I mean, this is a combo that has been played a lot in the LPL for good reason. They synergize very well together. Again, Sejuani, you want to be paired up with melees. We had double melee. Yone does mostly physical damage. Guess what? Rumble helps with that. Oh boy, both ults. We can hold everyone in place for equalizer. Hell yeah, that sounds good to me too. It's like, oh, we can, you know, oh, look, what happens if Cassante builds magic damage early on against Rumble? Well, you know, when our Cassante hits Bork, what we can do? Go find that, Yone hits Bork, go find the Cassante, please.
Yeah.
Like, please go find Cassante right now. SQW is going to base and have a Bork finished in base. It's early. Being likely a sub 15 one if he gets out of here. He's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't get baited. But please, like, switch the lanes up. Go get this man into Cassante. You will destroy Zika in the side lane right now.
See if they end up going with those lane assignments, as they will get the back out from XQW. See where he wants to go respond. You see the plates, see the gold advantage, definitely hovering in favor of LGD. About 1,000 gold, but I think LNG have realized they really just needed to slow the pace down. They are really focusing on the kind of farming and keeping even keel with LGD. I do think that is going back to what their win condition can be. If LP doesn't...
And this is the cleanse to polymorph there. It does open things up a little bit more for Climber, who I have only seen him grab Ignite with a spellbook. I haven't seen anything else.
Calling is going to be used there. That's pretty big damage tool at this point in the Lucian build. You really get a lot of your team fight damage out of that. They're actually going to try to bring over some damage now as well. They're hovering, at least LGD is bringing over XQW. Does still have Flash, does still have Fate Sealed. Going to go back over to bot lane as well. Redeploy for Haichao going towards mid lane to try to reinforce. Trying to catch out Savior was LNG, but they actually don't get anything in the end.
Really don't like what LGD is doing here by just handshaking the TPs. Again, they had the Yone TP when he had Bork. But if you're going to use both TPs here, get the Yone into the Cassante. This is a window where you could have had Yone top. Could have been pushing around the Cassante, which you do when you complete Bork and your opponent is rushing all MR, as you can see here. As Zika has, he just got the chain and the chain vest, so he's actually in pretty good shape. And then we'll try and play into Haichao, who does have flashback, but...
Yeah, there ain't no chance. It's
oh boy.
A Sejuani Yone. It is impossible to get away from and impossible not to die. Haichao goes down. Side lane turret also falls. And that was
so
almost
we'll take that.
3 feats the way of LGD.
Yeah, we'll take that if we're LGD. They do secure feats off that play. They have the gold lead. As much as I want Yone and Cassante, I'm also very down for playing to the Yone, as we should with the Sejuani. As that's another nice feature about this topside trio, is guess what? You want to play towards the Yone? Rumble can cheat a lot of timers by just pressing R on a wave. That's a nice feature as well.
LNG did start up the Rift Herald. I feel like
They can't
it's a
complete
little
it.
bit dicey to do this, though. Yeah, they're going to bring over their mid lane movement from LP and
I
Zhuo.
don't think they get to complete this. They should not be able to.
Try. There's going to be a move in from LGD. There's the lightning crash coming through and the equalizer going out now. Xiaofang did end up claiming that one, but LP's getting really low and Savior has him in his sights, going right back in with the impale, the all out coming through, but is it enough? Xiaofang can't get him. Savior will save the day for LGD. A triple kill for Sasi.
I mean, YCX was the savior in the back half. The Moonstone Lulu able to be enough shielding, healing for this Zeri to survive. And it's looking like we're going to be going to a game 3 with 2 pretty one-sided games going to each team here, Mazel.
We knew it was coming. It was fate. It was bound to happen. And LGD going to go up to that second dragon. The only thing that I wish is that it wasn't one-sided games. I think it makes it very boring. And that's okay.
It has been a bit, especially when I've looked at many objectives in this series, Mazel, and been like, I don't think this team can do this or be on this. And you know what? I don't think LNG could have done this or have been on this, as LP is chunked out early. The impale onto the Zeri, it made things a little close, a little dicey, but Lulu was enough to pump on through and save the day.
Actually insane that Savior survives there. Climber now looking on the LP again. Here comes the equalizer. Here comes everything.
Goodbye.
That's going to be another double kill under turret and LGD clean house. That will be 6,000 gold almost in the advantage. And that's just now second item hit by Zika. TP came in from Haichao to defend the turret. He actually does end up defending this one, so they will still hold on to their outer turret at least.
I'm seeing 7,000 gold lead, and I'm thinking GG, Mazel.
Yeah.
As
I mean,
I just, again, we talked about proactivity versus reactivity in this game. And yeah, it doesn't feel like LNG was able to do anything proactive in this. Like it really just has been them on the back foot for the entirety of this one.
The second item Serpent's Fang for LP. You know, things are getting really desperate now. Which is, you know, one way to solve out the situation. The other way is that we're almost on, you know, 2.5 items for a majority of LGD, and we're still struggling to pick up our second items for LNG as Zhuo almost gets 100-0'd. And XQW almost gets his sushi license.
Yeah, we're struggling to just escape a brush. Get a ward down. As hold on, this could be good.
Okay.
Sasi
just waiting. He's got Glacial Prison.
I mean, Sasi always had a overheat that wasn't great. You can see how free Yone is, though, to just continue to smash these waves into the opponent tower. And what a turnaround game for XQW, who I feel like not only had a poor Azir game, but also struggled with his approach to what Azir was supposed to do in that game. This game has been about him playing the Yone mid. A lot of pieces and resources have been played around him, and man, he just cashed those in very nicely in this one. We know he can play the Yone and is playing it to a pretty good degree here for LGD in this game too.
Yeah, it's really good to see them kind of pick a composition. That's exactly what I said after game number 1. As this fight's going to kick off, still going to be whole-handedly in favor of LGD, although the fight back with a tidal wave. Maybe Zika trying to find his Panda Climber. It feels like a fool's errand at this point, but this is really what I wanted to see from LGD is have a clear condition, have a clear strategy, and find the execution for it.
Right now trying to find the execution around the Otacon.
Oh, I don't know if that's who you want to fight.
It's fine. He's just stacking up Qs. We'll buy time and space for Savior to wrap up this mid-outer turret. But now is when things get interesting. Climber's finishing up the enemy blue buff, and XQW is getting the bad news here.
All right, I don't think there's any way
LNG
can finish this one. They are getting completely surrounded.
OG's altless.
50-50 smite, maybe? Xiaofang is still in the pit, though, with the Atacon. Goes for the fight, goes for the impale, just dies to the lightning crash. I didn't know
it's real bad.
Scorpions were afraid of lightning, but we learned today. Triple kill for Savior.
It's brutally bad.
Looking for more. YCX trying to find his own kill. The flash comes out. That's a little bold. They will end up giving that over to YCX.
That was a disaster of epic proportions for LNG. We're going to game 3 in Mazel.
Yeah, we are.
It's been two pretty one-sided slobber knockers for one side, as I think LNG just didn't know really how to play this one out. And that was a big difference from game 1, where I think the game 1 draft is as simple as all hell to play out. So LNG responded really well to this this time around, not having as many proactive tools in their arsenal. So LNG struggled to do anything proactive, and LGD took full advantage of it.
And I just, you know, it was a question I asked at the end of game number 1. Can LNG replicate this moment? And I think they're furthest away from it than they ever were.
Again, this is a desperation Otacon. There is really nothing.
That YCX, you know, wasn't able to get the kill with the flash. He does end up killing him there in the end, but he didn't get the cool flashy play.
It's okay. It's about sending a message.
When a Lulu flashes out of your face.
And yes, LNG, like, again, we at least saw them have a good game.
We did.
This is improvement for LNG. This is sadly a little bit closer to how LNG has looked, which is when things don't go their way, just kind of floundering at what decisions to make. This has definitely been a tough one for LNG, as, oh my god, Sasi.
Dude, Sasi just
oh my god, goodbye Haichao. How's it a 1v4?
Haichao just stood there and took it. There's a 3-man engage, though. At least they get a big lightning crash over from Savior, who just whips him all out. A double kill coming through from multiple members, and a full-on clean and total ace for LGD.
You know, if this was StarCraft 2 and FFs were a thing, or like common, I think we would have seen
I love that
this
the second time we've talked about it.
Exactly. I'm only bringing this up because you brought it up earlier. I think we would have seen 2 FFs today.
How one-sided these games have been. And I'll just be real. Like, this is not the way I like to see this kind of stuff go down. Like, I'll be biased. Like, I want to see back and forth games. I think these are like the biggest snooze fests that you could possibly get in the LPL. And it's a little bit unfortunate, but maybe that means that game number 3 is going to be a little bit crazy and wild.
The bottom teams just absolutely dropping piss innings of games on each other isn't interesting.
So, you know, maybe
personally, I like seeing Haichao get 1v3 barbecued.
You know what it is? It's like an abstract painting. You look really close at each game. You're like, oh, this is awful. But then when you look at the whole picture, you look at the end of the season, you're like, it's a beautiful painting.
Yeah, Haichao was trying to abstract paint anything there. We have a Serpent's Fang,
abstract
third.
League of Legends. He was trying to song and dance interpret League of Legends.
I'm looking at a Serpent's Fang Lucian right now.
Yeah, that was second item.
Don't like it.
Me neither. I hate it.
A lot of shields. Don't like it.
A little bit of damage on YCX.
They're gonna turn, for sure. It's just when.
Sasa just waiting for the equalizer. Goes down with it. The red carpet has been laid out. Big tidal wave back though. LGD losing Sasa here as they do fight one back. LP's on the wrong side of the fight. But maybe it's just enough. Look at Savior popping away. Oh, he almost goes down at the end. Gets a triple kill as he does though. The rest of Flash with the Arctic Assault from Cliver as LGD now 15
Just get us into the next game, please.
15,000 gold up.
Come on, LGD.
Please.
20 seconds on Nami. No inhibitor. I think that just about does it. It's LGD. You called it. They got a very favorable topside draft. Went unanswered by LNG to snag the Lucian Nami, which didn't do nearly enough in this game to make its mark. I think it's going to be a likely Pog vote here for Savior. We did have a pop-off game and really helped LGD find this game 2 win and push us to a game 3.
He did. Savior 10-0 in that win. As we get tied up, we go all the way to 3 in our Nutty Nirvana night. As I don't know why I didn't say night earlier. It's like NNN. It works, you know, and whatever. We learn as we go, and so does LGD. They learned that they can't just get smacked in the face and have no response in that game number 1. And they do a little bit of their own smacking. As I do want to look at the stats of this one a little bit. I want to see who was actually doing the most damage on the side of LGD. But it was a clear game plan that they executed well. And that LNG kind of fell into the feed machine of.
Yeah, just no real proactive ways to play into Sejuani Yone Rumble. And I think their options were trying to play Cassante Victor and scale for the fight. Once the Lucian Nami
they
Skarner,
didn't do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, once that 3v3 loss / was losing, things got tough. So I'll give Climber props to skipping a camp to be bought on time. I know he was down a level, and that was a little bit hairy, but in hindsight, ended up paying off a lot for Zeri Lulu, who turned that matchup back around. The Lucian Nami with the first strike, I think it's very mid-game focused, and by the time mid-game rolled around, there was really no power left in that Lucian Nami compared to where the game state was at, which was already very LGD favored.
Yeah, it's just tough because like it all broke down. It felt like across the table for LNG, and you look back to that game one, you're like, oh my god, they won their first game. Let's go LNG. This is the moment. And then you just turn around and you get that right, and it's like the question I levied was, can they recreate a moment like they did in game number 1? And so far the answer is no. And LGD seemingly woke up from the slumber because, again, they had looked pretty good in their last series against NIP. And we're figuring out that they can actually play the game better than LNG. And I think in that way, I really, really like some of the solo focuses, right? Like the macro movements from this team was really nice to see with their win conditions in place. And I guess the gold graph explains it a little bit more as 16,000 plus gold lead, but it really was about moving these powerful pieces across the map.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at the damage. There wasn't really a way for LNG to get in that game. When you're 1v3ing as Sasa on the Rumble in a game where we really hadn't mentioned you once, and then the first time we like see you have a big fight, it's like, oh, we're just able to 1v3. It's chill. Usually not a good sign.
Usually not. As we're going to take a look at the replays. I don't know if they're going to make us go through all of this, but we did see Savior take some really, really crazy flash angles, and I think a vast difference between how he was playing this Zeri versus what he was doing in that game number 1, which also I think was a very stark difference and a big difference maker in this one as well. Ended up going 10-0 on that Zeri. Is going to feel really good.
Yeah, again,
It was
probably,
all him, right?
Probably your favorite for Pog.
him.
Yeah, definitely not the Moonstone Lulu. We'll say for fans at home, I think one of the reasons we're going to see more Enchantress get played, Moonstone is a little slept on at the moment. I think that the scaling of this item throughout games is actually very real. And I'm curious if we have teams, especially if more of these support nerfs come through to the core engagers we're seeing, wondering if we're going to have some teams really try and learn the min-max of, okay, what item breakpoints do we start to really scale and take over in some of these games? Because Enchantresses, their items, if you're able to stack them up, do get very powerful later on. So Moonstone does feel like it's in a pretty nice state right now, I gotta say. I'm wondering how long it's going to take our teams to really try and adapt to that. Because again, in Fearless, if things go late, I think it's going to be really important that you play a couple Moonstone champs in your arsenal.
True. Can be very big difference makers in those later games as well. This is the moment. This is what you were looking for.
I mean, brother Haichao. We just
walked melee range.
Walked to the melee, yeah,
bro.
Yeah, we're not playing Anna anymore, I fear.
Hey, he still gets to keep against his old team. He gets to keep the moniker. He'll individually lose you games and individually win you games. You know.
True. It's where we're at right now, Mazel. He's 1-1 going into a game 3. It's very astute of you. Yes.
Yeah. See, sometimes I can think too. It's crazy. Don't let me do that too often, though. Anyways. Xiaofang not able to recreate the Viego magic. We'll see what they get going into a game number 3, where you got to expect some of those pools are starting to get dwindled down. Again, we were talking about mid laners at the beginning of the day and some of their pools and some of the things that we might end up getting in this game number 3. Obviously, before we get going into that game number 3, we got our MVP coming up here shortly. And yeah, you okay? You good?
Yeah, we're fighting the yawns right now. I can't. I gotta hide those for off camera.
That's what happens when
camera.
It was like a 10,000 gold lead at like 18 minutes.
It's what happens when it's 5:40 in the morning, Mazel. I got a fun weekend though.
Combine of factors.
I've got LPL tonight. I've got NACL in about 7 hours, and then we have LPL again tomorrow night.
You're absolutely insane.
All right, Savior.
You're on my old schedule,
That's fine. We do it for fun.
We do
it to cover all the group Nirvana games, which I am only on between these days as well.
Shout out Kelsey.
I mean, she likes keeping me in the tier 2 mindset. We have group Ascension and group Nirvana, and then I have NACL, which is tier 2. It's fine.
Yep, exactly.
Speaking of that,
all the ducks in a row.
Yeah, let's get in a break, Mazel. I've had enough of this game. Hopefully we get a good game 3.
I hope we get a good game 3. We'll see you for that game number 3 between LGD and LNG.